Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I know it came out like a couple days ago. It's actually doing really well in theaters in terms of box office. It's not making mega hits, but considering the budget that it had, according to box office analysts, it's doing really good. So obviously, it looks like this thing might be getting a sequel. Things could always change. You'll never know. Maybe the second weekend box office, things change and it has a huge drop. But it sounds like the movie's going to do really well. That it's going to get a sequel at this point, no matter what. So let's talk a little bit of spoilers. Something that I need to talk about because look, I thought the movie was fine. I thought it was an okay kids movie, and obviously it's not my favorite Jim Carrey movie. My favorite Jim Carrey movie, it's a toss up between Dumb and Dumber and maybe Liar Liar. This movie, it had its moments. There were some funny moments. It wasn't the best movie I ever seen. Maybe one of the better video game movies. I'll say that. And at the end of the movie, if you've seen it, hopefully you have. There's two post end credit scenes, but one in particular that I really want to talk about. Tails, who you know is the little fox character that can fly. He has two tails and can fly. He makes an appearance at the end of the movie. Now, when I went to go see this movie, I said there has to be two things that need to be in this movie that I'm hoping for, at least. Two characters, at least one of them. And that was Tails and Knuckles. And thankfully, Tails made an appearance in the end credits, setting it up for a sequel. He's looking for Sonic. We don't know why. Maybe he knows about something. And it's a nice little tease. It did get everybody, the kids in the audience and people that knew Tails, it got people happy and excited. It put a smile on my face because it's like, oh wow, that's what I was hoping for. So I turned into a 10-year-old kid for that brief moment. But yeah, because I used to play the Sega Genesis, when I was a kid. I wanted a Super Nintendo, but my parents got me and my brothers a Sega Genesis. And Sonic and Tails, to me, it was like Batman and Robin. You don't have Sonic without Tails. Even though I know there was video games where Sonic was without Tails, to me it was always Sonic and Tails because that was the game that I first played of Sonic. And then you have Knuckles, right? Knuckles is nowhere to be seen in the movie or referenced, except for a minor part I found out. Apparently, the tribe that we see in the beginning of the movie where Sonic is on his home planet and there's that mother owl that's taking care of him when he was just a small little hedgehog. Apparently there's a tribe that attacks them, and the creatures that they are Knuckles species. The species that Knuckles is from. I actually did not know that when I was watching the movie, but now after finding that out, after I saw the film, I was like, oh wow, okay, that's a nice little Easter egg to know about. Because that makes me wonder if Knuckles will now appear in the second film. And I'm going to say this, I hope Knuckles does appear, because to me, Knuckles was another popular character that came from another. They made an expansion pack, I guess, for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but then they did do Sonic 3, and he was featured more in. He was a playable character in that game as well. So, yeah, I think for the sequel, you would have to bring Knuckles into it, as well as obviously Tails, and use him a little bit more as well. What the story would be, I have no idea, but obviously you would bring back Jim Carrey as Robotnik. And yeah, I think you have another hit. And look, I even though I didn't love this Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I'd go check it out again, a sequel if they have Tails and Knuckles in the sequel. I mean, why not? It's not every day you get to see a live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And like I said, the movie has its moments. you can check out my review. The movie, my non-spoiler review. The movie has its moments, so Jim Carrey is a highlight. I think he's having a lot of fun, and you don't see him play a character like that. I haven't seen him play a character like that since maybe Lemony Snicket's which was back in 2010. So he likes to do, and even before that, it was a while since we've seen him play a wacky character like that, like Ace Ventura or Dumb and Dumber, etc. He reminded me most of the Riddler in this movie. But yeah, where the story could go, I'm not too familiar with the lore of Sonic and how Tails and Knuckles play into it all. I think Knuckles starts off as a villain or something, so if I remember the games correctly, anyways, the games that I played when I was younger. So I don't know. I would just be happy to see those characters on screen presented in whatever way the director and writers feel the story should go. I do hope they, you know what, maybe it would be safe bet to bring back this director. I think the director did an okay job with what he was able to do. Maybe get a better writer. I don't want to insult anybody's writing, but it would be better if someone gave better material to the director. Or maybe this writer can brush up on his skills or something and do something better. Who knows? With that being said, guys, tell me your thoughts. Are you excited to see Tails and maybe even Knuckles in a Sonic sequel? Do you think the movie deserves a sequel? I think, why not? If the movie's doing well, give us another sequel. I'll go see it. And with that being said, I think I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's always cool to support other creators out there. And with that being said, until next time, take care.